Thank you.
Contact north, 100 straight.
On you, Google.
Greetings and welcome. This is Learn to Play Smokes and Frags for Squad, and I'm Pro-ActiveDeath. So with the recent release of the August update, the hype train is back on track for Squad. And with that in mind, I find myself at Jensen's Range for the 4th video in my Learn to Play series, discussing the undervalued and underused aspects of smoke and frag grenades. Diving right in, let's start with the basics. For all grenade types and factions using the Overhand Throw, the rule of thumb can be applied for aiming grenades, as the tip of the thumb can be used for horizontal placement of a nade. This is particularly important when targeting windows and doors, which I cover later on in the video. For general distance of an overhand throw, elevating to the tip of the pointer finger can be used to estimate a roughly 25-yard toss. I'll demonstrate here. Starting with my thumb near the ground, the yellow line is my aiming point and will represent the path the grenade will follow once thrown. The red line is an estimated holdover for a 25-yard throw, so placing the thumb at this intersection would be a 25-yard toss. Now in this case, I needed about a 35-yard toss, so I held over the intersection point, and this lined up my smoke grenade perfectly. An important note to remember is that for the fastest grenade throw possible, just click the mouse once. There is no cooking of grenades in Squad, so you only have to press and hold the mouse if you want to be precise and have the time for an accurate throw. So while talking about aiming techniques, I've created a smoke screen, which is the second topic I wanted to cover. I rarely ever see coordinated smoke screens used in-game, and with all the open fields in Squad, I feel that there are many opportunities to deploy them. So for the small investment of time and 3 to 4 properly placed smoke grenades, you can provide concealment for you and your squad mates to assault a position, mask a movement, or even create a distraction. Now while on the topic of smoke, this next section showcases a synchronized side-by-side toss of smoke grenades used by various factions. Now while initially it looks like I made a bad throw with the US smoke grenade, it's important to realize that US grenades should always be thrown to the left of the target you're trying to mask, whereas all other factions should be thrown directly at it. Now as the smoke starts to fill, you can see how the US grenade deploys only to the right side, deploys faster than its counterparts, and provides better vertical coverage. The Russian militia and insurgent grenades are bidirectional and provide better horizontal coverage. So these differences are most evident by noticing the obscured second story window on the US side and the fully covered first story on the OPFOR side. The last topic I have for smoke grenades is deploying smoke to revive a downed teammate. To best illustrate this, I'm using a top-down view in a red versus blue 4v4 engagement, and blue has a man down represented by the X. Now what you will often see is either the medic or a teammate will deploy smoke right on the downed soldier. This is a mistake, and should only be done in the most extreme circumstances. By doing this, you are effectively giving the line of sight advantage to the enemy, and have only one teammate of your own who can return fire unobstructed. Not to mention, the red team will be pouring rounds into the smoke. So instead of popping smoke on the down man, you should attempt to throw the grenade as close to the enemy's position as possible. This will provide the blue team with the line of sight advantage, allow the medic to slide in under effective cover fire, and force the red team to either rush blindly or settle for just taking pot shots. Moving on to frag grenades, let's talk about windows, doors, and walls. Similar to the start of the video, the rule of thumb can be applied here by aligning your thumb, your aiming point, represented by the yellow line, with the center and top of a window to get an accurate throw. So you may be asking yourself, well, what about the red line? Well, since most pinpoint throws will be closer than 20 yards, using range estimation is not necessary. The same logic applies when throwing a grenade to a second story opening or balcony as shown here. The only other time the tip of the pointer finger for range estimation is used is when trying to throw a grenade over an obstacle 25 yards away. Now this can be done by simply doubling the distance between the thumb and tip of the index finger. When approaching walls of a compound or villa, there are two successful methods to getting a frag over. The first is the underhand throw. In this case, I refer to it as the pinky rule, because if your pinky can reach the top of the wall, you can underhand toss a frag over. This method is most useful when you're in close proximity to the wall and you know the enemies are hugging the wall inside as well. The second method is to use an overhand throw when you are slightly further from the wall and aim almost straight up. This also gives you a sneak attack, as the nade uses the full 4¼ seconds in the air before exploding. For good measure, here's one more underhead toss. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed the content and found the gameplay examples of aiming, smoke screens, windows, doors, and walls useful, and can apply it to your own gaming as we all continue to learn to play smokes and nades for Squad. Thanks for watching. Pro-ActiveDeath out.